Okay, hi folks. We'll make a start, and I'll make a start by introducing myself. My name is Gerard O'Sullivan. I'm head of the Department of Technology Enhanced Learning here in the MTU Bishopstown campus. I'm just going to speak briefly, and then I'm going to ask Shane Cronin to say a few words, and then we'll have our premiere event. So let me start by just giving you a short history of where we've got to with this video project and where it came from. So we received funding from the National Forum, or the National Forum for the Enhancement of Teaching and Learning in Higher Education, to give it its full name. So this was funding that was to create a series of videos capturing experiences and lessons learned with respect to emergency remote teaching in the Munster Technological University. So the series is part of the National Forum's so-called Vital Week. So Vital, V-I-T and L, stands for Valuing Ireland's Teaching and Learning. And it was all about considering and expressing ways in which we value teaching and learning and what the future of teaching and learning will look like. So the Vital Week itself ran from the 8th of November until the 12th of November. And some of you might have attended events locally or nationally, or maybe seen some of the coverage of the launch of the Next Steps report by Minister Simon Harris, which was also part of the Vital Week also. So funded events connected with Vital Week continue on until today. So it's a bit like Black Friday. It's a week that extends over most of a month. Anyway, that's actually one of the reasons that we're doing this screening today. We wanted to link the launch of what will be a whole collection of short videos with the initiative that funded their production. So many thanks to the National Forum, obviously, for their assistance and support, and thanks also to everybody who participated in the video series. We got a great variety of people from our campuses in the Cork and Kerry counties, lots of senior and some very senior staff, and a range of teaching and technical and professional staff, and a representative from the Students' Union also. So a great range there, as I say, and I think the videos really capture all the diversity and the breadth of experience and creative problem solving and innovative work that went on right across the organization. We're not entirely finished with emergency remote teaching yet, it seems, so it might appear a bit premature to be looking back on it now, but I think it's no harm to remind ourselves of all that was achieved. You know, there's a sense now that emergency remote teaching is just another thing we do, but just in terms of its scale alone, it was, quite a remarkable transition, quite unprecedented. And it's no harm to remind ourselves of that original novelty and all that we've done. And in addition, look, I think the project is just a sort of video record of a very particular time and of all that was done and all that we can be proud of, and maybe a certain amount that can be carried forward also. So we have about over 4 hours of interview footage, I'm told. Shane and Brendan have been busy editing it all down into a collection of short 3-minute videos focused on various different themes. But today, on the last day of the National Forum's Vital Initiative, we're going to look at the first of these videos. So it's a premiere, I suppose, even though it's a very short one, but it's also a teaser or a trailer, I suppose. And it's just 3 minutes, really, So I hope you enjoy. and that you come back for more, as it were, or have a look at more of these videos as they're getting released. So over to you, Shane, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. Good afternoon, everybody. So I just wanted to say that we're really grateful to all our colleagues for participating in the series, and I suppose in total we have 5 episodes covering a number of themes that emerge from the interview footage. So there's lots of really interesting insights from staff and students from the 2 shots that we did across, or the 2 shoots across MTU. So all of the interviews were, we asked kind of participants on their experiences throughout the emergency remote teaching period. And there were, things that were covered, including things like creative problem solving challenges associated with ERT, and the types of things that people might take forward from the period. So I just wanted to thank specifically today Brendan Flaherty, who's on there to share the video shortly, and Christina Pinkow, who did the artwork for the series and the titling. And if you don't see yourself in today's episode, don't worry, because we have lots and lots of footage, I suppose, coming out over the next 5 episodes. Everybody will appear at some point in the series, and I suppose what's driving each episode in a way is the themes emerging. So really interesting insights there, and nice to hear from everybody across the university there. So one last thing to note is that this is a kind of a live stream that's happening directly to YouTube. So there's a slight loss in resolution of the of the video itself. It's limited to, I think, 720p rather than full HD. So for the best experience, maybe after this live stream, you can access the video on our YouTube channel, which will be in full high definition. So look, thanks everybody. Well done again to everybody for participating, and look out for yourselves over the next few weeks, and we'll talk to you soon. So I'm going to hand it over to you there, Brendan, if you wouldn't mind queuing up the video.
I suppose creativity started on day one, where we went from a Friday afternoon where people are in the classroom, staff and students, to a Monday morning where people effectively flicked on their laptops and went online for emergency remote teaching. And it was that jump from probably 10 years of progress in a matter of a weekend.
We could bring kind of the outer world into the classroom, so students were able to attend conferences and webinars around the country, around Europe. So for example, on a Tuesday afternoon, we all went to Dublin for a webinar at the National Botanic Gardens. That's something we wouldn't have been able to do had we been actually in the classroom.
We made a breakthrough in terms of encouraging people to see the possibilities of what's available in technology. Stuff that maybe staff didn't think could be done was now actually able to be done.
Students now had a chance to be able to have their lectures recorded, and so they could go back to concepts that they may have missed and be able to play it back onto themselves. That they wouldn't have if they were in class in person.
My colleagues in the academic world provided our students with the opportunity to complete learning activities at home that they would have traditionally completed in laboratories and studios. For example, our electronic engineering students got kit to experiment with at home so that they wouldn't have to come to college during times when COVID was at its greatest.
We have had to be responsive and flexible in our programme delivery and how we deliver our programmes in relation to our teaching, learning, assessment and student engagement strategies.
We got the students into pods that were related to the business they were in, the product that they were doing or the service that they were doing, which was much more beneficial. And then training and mentoring could be tailored to that group as opposed to a general delivery of a training or mentoring programme.
We pivoted from face-to-face, where the external examiner had to be present while the student performed their particular task, to now moving to an online environment. And that allowed us to expand the range of external examiners we used. The logistics of getting our external examiner to site wasn't an issue.
I don't think we're going back to, as we'd say, time equal to zero on this. I think that once people discover new technology. It's like discovering new colours. And just as the artist discovers those new colours, they're not going to forget about them anytime soon.
The hope is that this extended experience everyone has had will open up conversations about how learning happens and how online and digital can bring value and benefit. And by the way, we don't have to choose, between traditional face-to-face and online. We can just look to see what is it we're trying to achieve, and how can online and digital solve problems and bring value. Okay, so short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll come back for more, or look out for more of these videos as they're released over the coming weeks. Thanks to all our participants. Thanks to Shane and Brendan and Christina for all their work on this video series to date, and thanks to everyone for coming along to the event. So bye for now.